Get your CGR shirts and glassware at ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Welcome to Classic Game Room for the review of Star Wars the arcade game on Atari 5200. Is this game Lando or Jar Jar? Let's find out. Star Wars the arcade game for Atari 5200. Power on. Output the Force. Star Wars the arcade game for Atari 5200 based on Star Wars the arcade machine from the early 80s. It's an incredible arcade game. Is it any good on the Atari 5200? Man, how many Death Stars do they have? It's like buy two, get one free? Woo! Yes! Yes! A game system with potential, marred by one of the worst controllers in history. Now, to be fair, it doesn't ruin every game. Does it ruin this one? It tries. It tries really hard, but the power of Star Wars does come out ahead. Only the Atari 5200 controller could be so precise. Look at me go. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yeah! I have to admit that I'm really impressed with this one. I chose it as the first game to review on the new Classic Game Room Intergalactic Space Arcade CRT review station. Woo! Feel like I can take on the entire Empire by myself. And I will, on the Atari 5200. You've got to be a Jedi Knight to use this controller. No! It's not my fault. They told me they fixed it. And they lied. Hello? Yeah, I'd like to order pizza. Oh, my shield is gone! I'm the only hope! I'm the only hope! Yeah! Woo! I reviewed this a year or two ago for the Atari 2600. It's a good game. The 5200 version is better, however you have to suffer through the Atari 5200 controller and its squishy joystick and awkwardly positioned fire button that you must repeatedly hit most of the way through this game, which will give your forearms a workout. Thankfully, the 5200 controller's lack of precision isn't too much of an issue here. You just sort of aim. The collision detection is questionable at best anyway. Star Wars the arcade game here is broken into three different parts. The scene where you shoot TIE Fighters, the scene where you shoot the top of the Imperial light posts, or whatever those things are, and the trench battle scene from Star Wars, where you dodge obstacles and blow up the Death Star only to find out that the Empire has an unlimited supply of them. What's next? Star Killer Base? It's like the Empire mass produces Death Stars. Like, how do you have so many of them? I keep blowing them up. This is a really fun game. The arcade game it's based on is amazing, but what I like about Star Wars the arcade game on the 5200 is that it shows the real difference between the 5200 and the 2600. It's hard to say the 2600 one is worse because you have more better controller options like the Sega Genesis gamepad, but if you're collecting for the 5200, I would definitely add this game to your collection. It's a lot of fun, it's a good challenge. Despite the horrific controller, the game is quite Lando. And as you can see, I think it looks fabulous on a giant CRT monitor. Oh! Almost! This scene is pretty challenging, but eventually the trench battle gets really hard. I've got a classic game room shout out and thank you going back to Mark and Suzanne once again from East Meadow, New York. Thank you for sending yet another great game involving space and explosions. Uh-oh, this is gonna be tough. Gonna have to use the force here. I have no shields! This seemed like a good choice to kick off the new filming location, so I hope you like it. It certainly sounds good. This game bangs like a womp rat. Totally Lando. Except for the controller, which is very Jar Jar. If you're going to buy the game anyway, buy it through ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Now prepare for the Lord Carnage Club, where I celebrate these backers on Patreon by shouting their name in a volcano! Derek Langley. Beer is the trick. Stephen Chucknick. From New Jersey, Michael Fernandez. People not named Michael Fernandez aren't Michael Fernandez. Al Stiver. Woo! EDM! Jason from British Columbia. Philip Strabenmuller from Vienna, Austria. Cue the thunder. Jeff, Captain Dauntless, Briar. Cue the lava. I don't know what lava sounds like. It sounds like this. Jack Stavris from Australia. Ohad Kane, Master of Thunder. Chip Sankvale, Fighter of Space Bees. Woo! Rick DeBarros gets the extra disco. Michael and Ariana Nelson, Fighters of the Future. That's enough disco, because now it's time to shout, Busy Signal! That's right, and keep the volume loud, and the party rocking for... Sean Zoltek. Really? No. Sean Zoltek! Sergio Matthias Hergert! Tubular. Will.